Have you ever really wondered how a Buddha is made? I mean, is it just about sitting under a tree and waiting for lightning to strike? Or is there something more? A huge, epic journey hidden behind that peaceful smile. A story that's not just about some ancient prince, but actually a story about every single one of us. Well, let's find out.
Now, you might think our story starts way back over 2,600 years ago in ancient India. And it does. But its first lesson? That starts right here, right now, in what we could call the modern golden cage.
So look at this. On the left, you've got Prince Siddhartha. He's literally in a palace, surrounded by servants, totally shielded from any kind of suffering. And on the right, well, that's us. Our palaces are our smartphones, our servants are the endless social media feeds. We're not shielded from sickness, we're shielded from boredom. And this creates its own kind of suffering, right? The fear of missing out, that constant pressure, that gnawing anxiety, and of course, burnout. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Our comforts have become our own very luxurious cages.
So what's the engine driving all this unease? In Buddhism, it has a name, Tam-I, or craving. It's that non-stop, relentless desire for the next notification, the next like, the next thing you can buy online. It's this deep attachment to stuff that, let's be honest, is totally temporary. And this right here, this is the root cause of that anxiety that's just simmering inside our modern cage. Okay, so if we're in a cage, how do we get out? To figure that out, we've got to go back to the original story, back to the exact moment when Prince Siddhartha's perfect, bubble-wrapped world began to shatter. So the story goes that when Prince Siddhartha was born, a prophecy was made. He would either become a great king and conquer the world, or a great enlightened teacher and save it. His dad, wanting a powerful king for an heir, basically said, "Not on my watch." He built that golden cage we talked about, a palace, with zero signs of suffering, all designed to keep the prince tied to his worldly throne. But, you can't hide from reality forever. On his very first trip outside the palace walls, the prince saw something that just blew his mind. An old man, his body frail, his back bent. For the very first time, he was hit with this shocking truth that he'd never even considered. Youth doesn't last. His second trip out brought another shock. This time, he saw a man literally writhing in pain from some disease. And he learned that health is fragile, that sickness, it just happens to everyone. With every single sight, the walls of his perfect little world were cracking, bit by bit. The third sight, though, this was the one that changed everything. He saw a funeral procession. He saw a dead body being carried away. And in that one moment, he got it. The ultimate truth. Death comes for everybody. No amount of money or power could ever stop it. Just as he was sinking into despair, thinking all of life was just this endless cycle of pain, he saw his fourth and final sight. A monk. Just walking calmly with this look of absolute, profound peace on his face. This was the turning point. A question just lit up in the prince's mind. With all this suffering that's clearly unavoidable, how can that guy be so serene? Is there a way out of all this? You see, these four sights weren't just random encounters. They were a direct lesson in what would become the Four Noble Truths. The first three sights, the old man, the sick man, the corpse, they revealed the fundamental truth of suffering, or Khổ Đế. Then, that fourth sight, the peaceful monk, revealed something incredible, that there is a path to end that suffering, the truth of the path, or Diệu Đế. And just like that, the prince left everything behind, his palace, his family, his future throne, to go on a quest. His journey into the wild was going to test him in ways he could never ever have imagined. For 6 long years, he went to the absolute extreme. He practiced intense self-denial, believing that by punishing his body, sometimes eating just a single grain of rice a day, he could somehow free his mind. He basically wasted away to nothing but skin and bones. But you know what? It didn't work. He realized he'd tried 2 extremes now. First, the life of total indulgence in the palace, and second, this life of complete self-torture. And both were dead ends. One just fuels more desire, and the other, it just exhausts you and clouds your mind. Neither one got him any closer to the truth. And this is where he had his breakthrough. He discovered the middle way, or Chungdao. See, it's not about giving up, and it's not about burning out. It's this beautiful, balanced path of mindfulness, of just knowing what's enough.
And for us today, this is the perfect cure for that burnout cycle, where we work ourselves to exhaustion and then just crash. It's the art of finding that sweet spot, that equilibrium.
So having discovered this middle way, he got his strength back, sat down under a Bodhi tree, and basically promised himself he wouldn't get up until he found the answer. And right there, he finally uncovered it, a clear, logical formula for freedom. This formula is the Four Noble Truths, and you can think of it just like a doctor's visit. Step 1 is the diagnosis. Hey, suffering is a part of life. Let's just acknowledge it. Step 2 is finding the cause. Okay, the root of this suffering is craving and attachment. Step 3 is the prognosis. Guess what? There's good news. This suffering can actually end. And finally, step 4, the prescription. Here's the path, here's exactly what you need to do. And that prescription is the Eightfold Path. And it is an incredibly practical guide for today. Right understanding? That's knowing that those perfect lives on social media are an illusion. Right thought? It's choosing to think with kindness instead of anger. Right speech? It's as simple as not leaving that toxic comment online. Right action is about living with integrity. Right livelihood? Making a living in a way that doesn't hurt anyone. Right effort is that gentle push to stay on a healthy path. Right mindfulness is putting the phone down and just being here now. And right concentration? That's the training, like meditation, that ties it all together. But hold on, here's a twist that makes this whole story even more amazing. The journey to becoming a Buddha, it wasn't just packed into one single life. It's a much, much bigger story than that. So what's with the number 28? Well, according to the scriptures, the man we call Gotama Buddha wasn't the first. He was actually the 28th Buddha in a long, long line of enlightened beings. Think about what that means. The path to enlightenment isn't some one-time miracle for a chosen one. It's a process, a path that's available to anyone who's willing to walk it. To even get there, he had to build up this immense compassion over countless lifetimes. There's this beautiful old story about a past life where he was born as a rabbit. When a starving sage came by asking for food, the rabbit had nothing to give. So, with this incredible act of selflessness, it jumped into a fire, offering its own body as a meal. That supreme compassion was a seed planted lifetimes and lifetimes ago. It shows that enlightenment is the result of a long, dedicated practice of just being good to others. So, an epic journey of lifetimes, of princes and rabbits and Bodhi trees, it might all seem a little distant, right? But the path to finding that same peace doesn't start with some grand gesture. It starts with something much, much smaller. It starts right here, with you. So right now, let's just take your first step. Seriously, just for a moment. Take a deep breath in. Feel the air filling your lungs. Now breathe out slowly and just let go of whatever tension you're holding. You see, you don't need a Bodhi tree or 6 years in a forest. Peace is right here. It's in this breath. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles, or even countless lifetimes, it all starts with a single step, or in this case, a single breath. The path to peace starts right now. The only question is, are you ready?